in every instance. For reaction now, I'm joined by Senator John McCain from Arizona. Senator, thank you very much. What did you think of the deadline, the withdrawal, and the troop component of 9,800 by the year's end?
Well, obviously I'm very disappointed because it sends a clear signal to the Taliban and other enemies in the region that we will again be withdrawing. I had hoped that the President had learned a lesson from our preliminary withdrawal and unnecessary withdrawal totally from Iraq, and now the black flags of al-Qaeda fly over Fallujah, the scene of the greatest losses in the war in Iraq. The Syria-Iraq border is now turned into a base for al-Qaeda that our Director of National Intelligence has said will be planning on attacks on the United States of America. Look, Andrew, we left troops in Korea after the Korean War. We left troops in Japan. We left troops in Germany. And what the President is now signaling to the Taliban, hang on, because we're leaving. And Afghanistan military, as good as they are in many respects, are not prepared for a total lack of the United States support in a number of areas, particularly air assets.
Well, let me ask you, though, are they not really analogous? Because in Iraq we didn't have an agreement to leave forces. We never worked that out with Maliki. That was admittedly a real failure on the part of the administration. But we withdrew from Iraq, leaving no troops, really. This would be a training mission and counterterror mission of 9,800 troops, and the Pentagon, the military, had only asked for 10,000, so it's pretty close to what they wanted.
Well, to start with, we could have gotten the agreement with Iraq. The administration didn't want to. Senator Graham and Senator Lieberman and I were intimately involved in that, and we won't go through the whole history, but we could have had a force remaining in Iraq if we had wanted to. This President wanted out, and that's what he got, and we're going to pay a very heavy price for that. As far as Afghanistan is concerned, it started, by the way, at 20,000. This is the absolute bare minimum with no margin for error for a year. But if the President had said, and we will base further withdrawals on how the situation evolves in Afghanistan, then I think it would have been appropriate. But instead, telling the Taliban, who are now, many of whom are in sanctuary in Pakistan, just hang on because we are leaving. And 5,500 is really not enough except to perhaps defend themselves in Kabul. So it's the wrong message. It tells the Afghans they're going to be on their own no matter what, and it tells the Taliban, hang on, because we're going to be gone. And we saw this movie before, after the Russians were driven out of Afghanistan, and we abandoned that effort. And we are ignoring lessons of history. I'd like to make one other point, if I could,
Please.
Andrea, and if I could. The President keeps setting up this intellectual, dishonest straw man that there are those who either want to do nothing or those who want to send in the military. He uses that argument over Syria. He uses that argument over Iraq, Afghanistan. I mean, that's intellectually dishonest, because none of us who worry about Americans' national security and have lived through these crises for many, many years want to send Americans into harm's way. But we do want to have a strong and steadfast America, and a President who, when he draws a red line and chooses to, and then violates that red line, that then hurts the United States of America. It's not that we're weak. We're not. It's a matter of our reliability. And around the world, they believe we are unreliable.
Now,